Have you ever wondered what the best credit card is by annual fee when you're thinking about travel? We'll answer that question in the video today. My name is Abhi. This is Credit Debit with Abhi, and like we do in all of our videos, without further ado, let's dive in. Let's start with the $0 annual fee cards. The first one on my list is the BILT Rewards Mastercard. The card obviously comes with a $0 annual fee. You get 1x back on rent, which is one of the largest spending categories for most people, all the way up to $100,000 in a year. You also get twice the point on all their categories on rent day, which is the first of every month. You get 2x back on travel and 3x back on dining. I feel like this is a phenomenal card, not just because you're earning points on rent without having to pay any transaction fees when you're using a credit card, but more importantly because of the transfer partners that BILT has. Outside of the Chase ecosystem, this is the only reward system that allows you to transfer out to World of Hyatt. And the icing on the cake is that you can actually use these points to transfer out to American Airlines as well. So these are two transfer partners that can be difficult to transfer to unless you have the Chase ecosystem or the Citi ecosystem in the case of American Airlines. But there are plenty of other travel partners that you can also transfer to. So my first vote goes to the BILT Rewards Mastercard. Since this is the $0 annual fee category, I'm going to put a second choice in, and that's the Citi Double Cash. You get 2x back on all of your spend with this card. 1% when you buy something, 1% when you pay it off. And I'm assuming if you're using a credit card to pay for something, you're paying it off in full and on time. The thing that I like about the card is that the points that you earn are actually thank you points. So you can use the points for cashback or for statement credits, but since these are thank you points, you can also use it to transfer it out to the travel partners. You probably won't go wrong with the $0 annual fee Chase cards. That's the Chase Freedom Unlimited and the Chase Freedom Flex. But in my opinion, the BILT Rewards Mastercard and the Citi Double Cash are the winners in this category. So let's talk about the second category, which is the less than $100 annual fee, but something that's not $0 annual fee. My pick here is going to be the Chase Hyatt card. Like I said in my Chase Hyatt video, which I'll link up there, from my perspective, this is a keeper card for the simple reason that you pay $95 in annual fee, but you get a free award night in category 1 to 4 hotels that can easily be valued at $100. Also, now since we are paying an annual fee on the card, the bonus that you get from the card is quite important. And with the Chase Hyatt card, you can get 30,000 points in the first 3 months after you spend $3,000, and you can get an additional 30,000 points by spending on categories that are earmarked as 1x and earning a bonus point on that. And if you're diligent about using your Hyatt points, you can easily value them at 2 cents per point. So that puts your bonus at about $600, the 30,000 points that you earn after you spend $3,000 on the card. And then you can use the card as a catch-all card as well in the first 6 months on all categories that are earmarked as 1x to earn 2x back technically because of the 1 bonus point. And that 30,000 points can also be valued at $600. There are other benefits like the Discover status that you get with the Chase of Hyatt card. Now this is the base tier status that you get with the Hyatt program. It gives you access to premium internet and 2 bottles of water, so it's not going to blow your mind. The place where I'd use the card for its multiplier is the 4x back that you get on Hyatt properties. So this includes paying the bill on the property, but also restaurants that are housed within the Hyatt properties. For all the other multipliers, I think there are better cards out there than the Chase of Hyatt card. There's also another honorable mention, which is the Chase Sapphire Preferred. The card comes with an annual fee of $95, and until recently there was an elevated offer of 80,000 points, but that's now gone as of the recording of this video. You can still earn 60,000 points when you sign up for this card and you get approved by spending $4,000 in the first 3 months of card ownership. Now you may ask, why is this an honorable mention when it's a $95 annual fee card, and outside of the $50 statement credit that you get when you book a hotel through the Chase portal, there's not a lot of direct credits that you can earn from the card. There are a couple of things about the card that can make this a positive value card for you. Number one is the $15 Instacart credit that you get every single quarter when you hold the card. So if you use your card to pay for groceries when you're buying through Instacart, you get $15 back every single quarter. I generally order in my groceries, and so I can use the $15 every single quarter. So that's $60 that you can get from the card in addition to the $50 that you had in statement credit when you book a hotel through the Chase portal. That there is already $110 if you use Instacart. I would never recommend to start using a service if you've never used it before. So if this is a part of your spending habit, then this can key into your ecosystem. The other thing about the card is the availability of primary collision damage waiver when you're renting a car. That can save you $20 to $25 every single time you rent a car for every single day. You have baggage delay insurance and other tangible benefits like no transaction fee when you're outside of the US and using the card to spend for stuff. And to top it all, if you use the Chase travel portal to transfer out your points to book for flights or hotels. So you get elevated value, which is 1.25 cents per point. And so if you look at the intro bonus, which is 60,000 points, that would translate to $750. But I'd argue if you use the points and transfer it out to travel partners like United Airlines or World of Hyatt, I think you can extract more value. The third category is the $100 to the $300 annual fee credit card. And in my opinion, the best credit card in this space is the Amex Gold card. The card comes with a $250 annual fee, but as of the recording of this video, you can get up to $75,000 when you sign up for the card and spend $4,000 in the first 6 months of card ownership. Now, this offer can be accessed through the Resi link, but I'll also leave my personal referral down below. Now, this is one of my favorite cards. I use it for pretty much everything. I see this as the workhorse card in a lot of ways. You can also get 20% back as statement credit when you dine outside, all the way up to $250 in the first 12 months of card ownership. So that adds a little more value to the credit card when you sign up for it. Now, this offer can be accessed if you go through Resi.com, which by the way is owned by American Express. Now, with the hefty $250 annual fee, why do I think this is a good card to have, and why do I think this is the best card in the $100 to $300 annual fee range? Here are a few reasons. You get a $120 Uber credit that's broken out $10 every single month for the span of the year. You also get a $120 dining credit, so you can access that through portals like Grubhub or Shake Shack, and that's also broken out by $10 every single month. And then the multipliers on the card are extremely strong, so you get 4x back on dining, and you get 4x back on US supermarkets all the way up to $25,000 in a year, and you get 3x back when booking travel directly with the airline, and 1x back on everything else. And the points that you earn are membership reward points, which again can be easily valued at 2 cents per point when you're transferring it out to travel partners. There are other tangible benefits with the credit card, like if you book 2 nights with the hotel connection using the credit card, you get a $100 statement credit at the property. Now, one thing I'd be wary of is that the prices on the hotel collection, definitely match them against websites like booking.com or hotels.com and make sure that you're paying relatively fair value. But if you are, that's $100 that you can take off from the annual fee of the card. The fourth category is the $300 to $400 annual fee category, and here the clear winner in my opinion is the Capital One Venture X. The card comes with a $395 annual fee, but we'll talk about why that shouldn't be a worry. You get 75,000 miles after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months of card ownership. Capital One also has a robust set of travel partners, so that can easily be valued at 2 cents per point, so that's almost $1,500 back. The card comes with 2 benefits. The first one is the $300 travel credit that you get when you book through the Capital One portal. The second benefit is the 10,000 miles that you get every anniversary night. Now, if you're using this for cashback, this can be valued at about 1 cent per point, and if you're transferring this out to travel partners, you can value that at 2 cents per point. Right there, with the $300 statement credit and the 10,000 miles, that is at least $100, you're coming out net positive on the annual fee of the card, which was $395. So for all of your expenses on the card that's not travel, that's booked through the Capital One portal, you get 2x back. So this could technically become your catch-all card if you do not have a dedicated card like the Citi Double Cash or the Chase Freedom Unlimited, because you're earning miles that can be transferred out to travel partners. I personally don't have the card, but from doing a little bit of research online, I've heard a few things about Capital One's customer service experience. So if you have the card, let me know in the comments below what your experience has been with Capital One. Now we're moving into the category of the $400 to $500 annual fee, which is pretty steep. And the winner in this category for the best credit card is the Hilton Honors Aspire card. Again, I'll link a video up to my review for the card here. This card is a game changer and a definite keeper. I'd be surprised if American Express and Hilton don't pull back on some of the benefits that they're giving out on the card. So what does the card come with? The card comes with a $450 annual fee. If you sign up for the card today, as of the recording of this video, you can earn 150,000 bonus points after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months of card ownership. Now, why do I say this is a keeper card and a heavy hitter? That's because of the 3 main benefits on the card. We'll talk about the 2 right off the bat that help you get over the $450 annual fee. Number 1 is the $250 Hilton Resort credit. Number 2 is the $250 airline incidental credit. I know a lot of people have struggled in using the airline incidental credit, but if you're choosing an airline like United Airlines, you can buy a travel bank. Anything under $100 should trigger the airline incidental free credit. That right there is $500, which puts you above the $450 annual fee. But here's the icing on the cake. You also get a free award night every year of ownership of the card, and you can use this at any of Hilton properties, whether it's Waldorf Astoria, Conrad, or any of their other properties. And this can easily be valued at $200 a night. So right there, you can start seeing the value that you're accruing from the credit card. And then to add to that, you also get Diamond, which is the top tier status with Hilton. So you're eligible for upgrades when you check into Hilton properties. It also gives you credits such as $25 for every night and every person that stays at a Hilton property when you're a Diamond member. The multipliers seem robust on paper, but if you remember that the Hilton points can be valued at about 0.5 or 0.6 3.6 cents per point. So if you're spending on dining and earning 7x back on this card, that's technically 3.5x back because of the cent per point multiplier. And if you also have the Amex Gold, then you're better off using that. So the multipliers is not why you should hold this card. This card is a keeper card for all the benefits that it accrues. Now we're getting into the final tier, which is any credit card with an annual fee of $500 or more. And my winner here is the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And anyone who's been watching this channel knows that might be surprising because I personally don't have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I have the Amex Platinum. But I do believe in that annual fee category, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is just easier to use as opposed to the Amex Platinum, which is kind of a coupon book. Now, I personally love that coupon book because I'm able to extract the value. But I think for an average user out there, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is just simpler. So the card comes with a $550 annual fee, and you can earn 60,000 points after you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months of card ownership. Like with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you can use the Chase Travel Portal to get elevated value of 1.5 cents per point, and that translates to about $900 in value. The card also comes with a $300 statement credit that is probably the easiest to use across all the cards that we talked about today. So even stuff like booking an Airbnb would trigger this credit. The coverages on this card when you travel are actually really good. So if you're thinking about travel protection, if you're thinking about primary collision damage waiver protection, that's great on this card. You also get the $15 Instacart credit, but it's given out every single month if you use Instacart. Now again, if you do not use Instacart, this is probably immaterial to you. But if you do, this can be valued at 100%. So that's about $15 for 12 months, $180. That helps offset the $550 annual fee. You also get a GoPuff credit, which is $10 every single month. So if you're in a hurry to order something, this might come in handy too. That's it for today's video. If this video was helpful to you, consider liking. If this is the second time watching a video, consider subscribing. And like always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.